the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: a retired justice of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court says certain sections of Dominica's Riot Act should be repealed. Trinidad's defense minister advises citizens to use deadly force to deal with home intruders. And the U.S. President Donald Trump raises Canada tariffs to 35% as the United States announces new levies for dozens of countries. Good morning, I'm Gavin Richards of the DBS Major Morning News. The details right after this.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica, and yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. Call us at 255-6810 or 316-0164 or drop by our Jimmet location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brands.
Uncle, you know this Saturday is my gas to go on the Jimmy Highway and filling up my tank for the weekend there. They man have a special on gas.
What? What you mean? That was in the budget, man.
No, father. You know, easy boy. They man just saying thank you, man. First anniversary, so they just saying thank you for the customers and giving a special on gas.
Gas to Go is celebrating its first year anniversary. We are sending out a big thank you to all our loyal customers for your continued support. Your trust and patronage have fueled our journey, and we are truly grateful. To show our appreciation, Gas to Go is giving back. Join us on Saturday, August 2nd for our special anniversary gas discount, a small way of saying thanks for choosing us. We also salute our amazing team for their dedication and hard work over the past year. Here's to great service, great savings, and another year of going further, faster with Gas to Go.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica, and yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. Call us at 255-6810 or 316-0164 or drop by our Jimmet location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brands.
DBS News.
Welcome back, and first up in the news this morning, retired Justice of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, Dominican Wynant Adrian Roberts, says certain sections of the country's Riot Act should be repealed. Dominica's Riot Act was introduced in 1897. She told a special panel discussion of the Dominica Bar Association last night that wholesale changes may not be needed for the Riot Act.
The whole act itself as unconstitutional. The challenge is generally to a particular section of an act as opposed to the whole act itself. There are certain sections the first couple of sections which says what the penalty is for a riot, what the penalty is for an unlawful assembly. I don't see anything unconstitutional about it. So it would have to be section by section. I have issue with section 4 and 6, in particular section 6. So that particular section is one that I would advocate for repeal. I wish it was something like the US, where persons would call upon their parliamentary representatives to make these kind of representations before Parliament to change legislation. But unfortunately, we as citizens of Dominica, we do not take up that role at all. to look at legislation and to advocate for certain legislation to be repealed and to be replaced. I truly believe that we need legislation to deal with public order. I mean, in any civil society, you're going to need legislation to deal with it. But the Riot Act, as it is, in the language it is framed, it leaves a lot to be desired. And in particular, Section 6 is unconstitutional.
And that's retired Justice of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, Wynant Adrian Roberts. Meantime, Attorney General Levi Peter is standing behind Dominica's Riot Act.
The Riot Act is necessary to regulate and control serious disorder, destabilization, and threats to national security. I don't think anybody can seriously argue that it doesn't have that characteristic to it. It's necessary. I think most people would accept we have to have some kind of legislative framework which guides the law enforcement authorities and indeed those of us in society so that we know what we can do, what we're allowed to do legally, and what we cannot do legally or lawfully. And I think that this is reflected in these provisions. One of the things that's said is that the UK has repealed its Riot Act. As I said, that goes back to 1714. That was repealed by the UK in 1973. The difference is, I would submit, that law was repealed because it became, I don't want to say obsolete, but certainly it was no longer fit for purpose.
And that was Attorney General Levi Peter. In more news this morning, the parliamentary representative from Marigot, Anthony Charles, is the new chairman of the Public Accounts Committee of the House of Assembly. Other members of the committee are parliamentary representative for Salisbury, Jesma Paul Victor, and government senators Philip Roll and Austell Lockhart. The Privileges Committee will be led by the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Joseph Isaac, and includes Lakia Joseph, Darren Lloyd, and Senators Laurie Victor and Delbert Paris. The Standing Orders Committee is led by the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Joseph Isaac, and includes Darren Pinard, Julian Defoe, and opposition senators Henderson Reid and Shakila Vidal. Mr. Isaac also leads the Parliamentary Proceedings Broadcasting Committee, and the other members are Dr. Cassandra Williams, Fenella Wenab Shepherd, and Jesma Paul Victor. The government of Dominica may consider allowing Palestinian nationals to settle in Dominica as a means of increasing the country's population. Well, this was announced by Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit during his contribution to the 2025-2026 national budget in Parliament yesterday.
The other thing I think we need to look at, we have the Palestinians. I believe that we're open to engage the government of Qatar, the government of Saudi Arabia, and the government of UAE with a view to quite possibly allowing the resettlement of a couple hundred of Palestinians into Dominica, if we can get funding from those governments. And of course, we'll be engaging the United States government in that regard as well. If we can get the infrastructure put in, you have very talented people in this country, top-class doctors, top-class engineers, who we believe can assist us in our efforts towards growing the economy and filling the gaps where we have some skills deficiencies. And so we'll be engaging the public on these issues and to solicit the feedback from the public on these things. And not only limited to this party, we have to be, the world now is progressive and we have to be more open.
And that's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Mr. Skerrit adds that a new immigration policy for Dominica is also being considered.
I believe that one of the things that we'll be doing very soon is to articulate a more progressive immigration policy for our country. We inherited, every law we inherited from the British is more prevention and not facilitation. And I believe that we have enough land in Dominica for an increased population. And therefore we have to be, in terms of visa regime, I believe that we should look at eliminating all visas to Dominica for all citizens across the world and to facilitate people coming in. Just remove all the visas. I don't look to have visas, people impose visas and so on. You can have an amount of stay, day stay, or weeks or months or whatever it is, but people have to apply for a visa to come in there and so forth. You have to go.
And thus Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit's Parliament was adjourned sine die after the 2025-2026 budget of $1.2 billion was passed. In some more news this morning, the Dominican National Lotteries has announced that an amount of $2.4 million has been paid out to winners from its Blast Mystery Progressive. Haitian national and bar shop owner Jafleur Brutus collected his earnings of $158,000 on Thursday afternoon as the latest winner of the Blast Mystery Progressive.
Since the introduction of Blast Mystery Progressive, we have had a total of eight jackpot winners and a total payout of over $2.4 million. That is on our jackpot winners alone. And additionally, we've paid out over $125,000 on the additional BME prizes, which is guaranteed once you enter the mystery game. Today, we are going to present the winner, Mr. Jean-Fleur Brutus, with his winnings of $158,516.80. For those of you who are wondering what game did he played the popular 7 Lucky Lines, and he won that jackpot on a bet of only $3.15. He is a loyal customer of ours here at our very own entertainment center. This is the 3rd winner right here at our entertainment center and our 8th winner overall for the jackpot Blast Mystery Progressive since it's been launched.
And that was Aronia James of the Dominica National Lotteries. Venezuela is reporting growth despite facing numerous economic sanctions. Well, DBS news reporter Leila Langford is among hundreds of journalists attending the Voices of the New World Forum in Venezuela, and she has more in this report.
Venezuela's Vice Minister of International Communication for Foreign Affairs, Camila Fabri-Sab, says Venezuela's economy has grown despite the imposition of sanctions on the country. She emphasized the importance of communicators from around the world, including the Caribbean, in defending the people of Venezuela. The 2-day Voices of the New World Forum, which saw over 150 journalists and communication specialists from across 50 countries, including Dominica, ended on Thursday.
It's very, very important because yesterday we did a big step through the building the new communication to defend by an alliance that we did between all the director of media, president of the media, influencer, periodist, journalist, everybody to defend our people. We have an amazing president that is Nicolás Maduro Moros. And we grow economic with or without sanction. And you both can tell that today we see, for example, a little part, but we are we are growing in production, and our people are in environment of production and to export. So we are now our growing of economic this year is projected to 9%, and we have our inflation is going down and down every day, and you can see on the city the safe, the stability, and all the people that are growing themselves.
Venezuela's Vice Minister of International Communication for Foreign Affairs, Camila Fabri-Sab, Dominica has been a part of ALBA since 2008 and maintains a strong relationship with Venezuela. The U.S. has imposed several sanctions against Venezuela, targeting the Maduro government and individuals associated with it. I am Leila Langford reporting from Caracas, Venezuela for DBS News.
Thank you very much, Leila Langford, for that report. Let's head into news from the region this morning as Trinidad's Defense Minister Wayne Sturge is advising constituents and citizens that during a home invasion, they can shoot first and, quote, Explain yourself after, end of quote. He says that provision, among others, will be available under the proposed Stand Your Ground legislation the UNC government is seeking to enact. He says another measure would allow a victim to defend themselves against an intruder before they are even physically attacked. Sturge made the stunning comments during a Stand Your Ground consultation this week. He says the proposed legislation differs vastly from existing self-defense laws, and he's said that the proposed law gives a homeowner or a victim leeway to defend themselves before the attacker even gets to strike the first blow. And on the international scene, well, the U.S. President Donald Trump has raised Canada's tariff rate from 25% to 35% in a new executive order that came into effect at midnight. Hours before a deadline to strike trade deals, the White House released new levies for dozens of other countries. These new rates also will come into effect on the 7th of August. Earlier, the U.S. President paused putting higher tariffs on Mexico for another 90 days. Well, Donald Trump first announced his tariff plan in April, sending chaos rippling through the world economy. But he paused it so that countries could negotiate new trade deals. The United Kingdom and the European Union are among the first to have made deals with the U.S. Well, that's the news. Let's recap the headlines. A retired justice of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court says certain sections of Dominica's Riot Act should be repealed. Trinidad's defense minister advises citizens to use deadly force to deal with home intruders. And the U.S. President Donald Trump raises Canada's tariff to 35% as the United States announces new levies for dozens of countries. Well, that's the news. Stay tuned for sports.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica. And yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. Call us at 255-6810 or 316-0164 or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brands.
Uncle, you know these Saturdays by gas to go on the Jimmy Highway and filling up my tank for the weekend there. They man have a special on gas.
What? What you mean? That was in the budget, man.
No, father. You know, easy boy. They man just saying thank you, man. First anniversary. So they just saying thank you for the customers and giving a special on gas.
Gas to Go is celebrating its first year anniversary. We are sending out a big thank you to all our loyal customers for your continued support. Your trust and patronage have fueled our journey, and we are truly grateful to show our appreciation. Gas to Go is giving back. Join us on Saturday, August 2nd for our special anniversary gas discount, a small way of saying thanks for choosing us. We also salute our amazing team for their dedication and hard work over the past year. Here's to great service, great savings, and another year of going further, faster with Gas to Go.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Trust Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any
anytime with more banking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on more banking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with more banking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on more banking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on more banking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on more banking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into more banking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Well, welcome to the Morning Sports Report. The struggles for the West Indies in what is supposed to be their strongest format of the game continued last night as they went down to Pakistan in the first T20 in Florida. Well, the West Indies had no answers for the Pakistani spinners as they crashed to their sixth straight defeat in T20 cricket. The West Indies won the toss. They elected to bowl first. Pakistan posted 178 for 6 in their 20 overs. Saeem Ayub got 57, Afaka Zazam 28, Hassan Nawaz 24. Shama Joseph, he took a career best 3 for 30. Jason Holder 1 for 36. Romario Shepherd 1 for 29. Needing 179 for victory, the West Indies were sitting pretty at 72 without loss before the Pakistani spinners turned things around. The West Indies lost 4 wickets for 5 runs and was 77 for 4 before eventually getting 164 for 7. Joel Andrew got 35 on debut. He also became the youngest West Indian to play a T20 match at the age of just 18. Johnson Charles also got 35 and Jason Holder 30 not out. Mohamed Nawaz, he picked up 3 for 23 and Saeem Ayub 2 for 20. Pakistan won the game by 14 runs. Here now is the West Indies captain, Shea Hope.
I wouldn't say it's a poor bowling display, but I still feel as though we could have restricted them a little bit less. We got ourselves to blame in a sense. We let a few balls slip through the legs. We didn't really chase down a few balls as well. But I think all in all, the bowling didn't really let us down. I think it was more so from the batting front that we struggled in this game.
We didn't see Gudakesh Moti with the ball. Talk us through that and the considerations that you had as captain.
Well, you see what Saeem and Fakhar was doing in the middle there, especially those two left-handers at the crease. I didn't really want to give him that matchup too much, but I thought Chase bowled a really decent spell at both the lefties, and I didn't realize the ball was spinning that much until I went out there to bat. But it's something I maybe missed the trick a little bit, get more spinners involved in the game. But yeah, I have to boil down to the batting display that we had that we didn't cross the line.
Right, staying with that batting display, your target was 179. You had a little bit of a change in your batting order. You batting at number 3, Gudakesh Moti at number 4. What was that thinking like?
Well, we obviously wanted to not allow the spinners to settle in the middle. So the plan was to let John go as hard as possible, and then if he gets out, Moti would have potentially gone at 3. But yeah, it just happened that Josie wanted to go. I was trying to just get into the innings a bit quicker. I didn't get off today, so it was a bit unfortunate from that end. But yeah, the aim was just to try to not let their spinners settle, and when they did, they just put us under pressure, and it was difficult to combat that after.
And that's the West Indies captain, Shea Hope. Well, the second T20 is tomorrow. Well, let's head over to England, and we're heading to Lords. It's day 2 of the 5th and final test between India and Australia. India and England, my apologies. And it's advantage England so far in that encounter. India resuming from a 204 for 6, while they were bowled out for 224, losing 4 wickets for just 20 runs. Gus Atkinson, he picked up 5 for 33 for England, and Josh Tongue 3 for 57. We had Kairum Nair getting a 57 for the Indian team. Well, England a short while ago were 59 without loss, with Zach Crowley not out on 30 and Ben Duckett unbeaten on 29. The scores so far in that game, it's India 224 and England 59 without loss. England, they're trailing by 164 runs. Remember, it's day 2 of the 5th and final test match, and England, they're leading that series 2-1. So this is a must-win match for India if they're to draw level in the series. Let's stay with cricket news, because a century from Gian Benjamin as Dominica eased past St. Lucia to pick up their second win in the Windward Islands Super 50 Overs tournament on Thursday. Dominica won the toss and opted to bat first. Stefan Pascal and Kavem Hodge went early before Jelani Robinson and Taj Tavernier were able to reconstruct the innings. Gian Benjamin took over following their dismissals as he helped Dominica to their second score of over 300 in the tournament. Dominica made 315 all out in 49.3 overs. Gian Benjamin got 120, Jelani Robinson 49 and Taj Tavernier 26. Well, Keon Gaston, he picked up 4 for 55 and Shawnil Edwards 3 for 55 for St. Lucia. St. Lucia looking for 316 to win the match. They were bowled out for 246. Akim Ogis, he top scored 39, and Kimani Milias and Keon Gaston got 36 runs each. Jed Joseph, he took 2 wickets. Kurt Jansen picked up 3 wickets, and Taj Tavernier 3 for 22. Dominica won the game by 69 runs, and with the win, Dominica has advanced to the finals and will play St. Lucia in the first place match on Saturday. Meantime, Johan Jeremiah got a century as Grenada picked up their first win of the tournament, beating St. Vincent. Jeremiah made 121, Darren Ned 78 and Daniel McDonald 41 not out, as Grenada made 349 for 6 in their 50 overs batting first. Asif Hooper took 3 for 53 for the St. Vincent team. St. Vincent, chasing 350 to win, were bundled out for 131. Kirsten Murray, he picked up 3 for 27, Ryan John 3 for 28 and Daniel McDonald 2 for 8. Grenada won that game by 117 runs and will play St. Vincent in the third place match on Saturday. Let's move on to some more sports, as Dominica had their worst day at the 2025 Windward Island Secondary Schools games yesterday, as they lost in every discipline, and their chances of winning the games overall are almost all but over. Well, Dominica went down to Grenada in boys basketball yesterday afternoon, ending their hopes of winning the boys basketball title. Karim Daniel led the way with 43 points as Dominica came from 13 points down in the fourth quarter. But Dominica missed some key free throws at the end of the game, and Keoma Telemax, a 3-point effort to tie the game as time expired, didn't fall. Well, Dominica lost that game 90-87 to end their campaign in the boys basketball with 1 win and 2 defeats. The Dominica netball team also, their hopes of winning that competition faded yesterday as they suffered their second defeat, losing 41-27 to St. Vincent. Dominica ended their netball campaign with 1 win and 2 defeats. Dominica's chances of winning football also faded as they lost to St. Lucia. Dominica went into the halftime with a 2-0 advantage in their match against St. Lucia, but then they surrendered 3 goals in the second half to lose the match 3-2. Dominica also ended their football campaign with 1 win and 2 defeats. Dominica are still in the hunt, however, for first place finishes in boys and girls volleyball and in girls basketball. The competition will continue today with boys volleyball, and Dominica will be playing a continuation of a game which was impacted by rain a few days ago. That game is scheduled for 1:30 this afternoon. In some more sports news, well, Minister of State with responsibility for sports, Senator Oscar George, is praising the contributions of the Basic Needs Trust Fund to the development of sports on the island. Senator George says the Basic Needs Trust Fund has provided a source of funding for the development of a number of infrastructural projects. He says Delices and Trafalgar are currently benefiting from the program.
The projects are also targeting playing facilities, sporting playing facilities, Mr. Speaker. One such facility is the Dillis playing field, Mr. Speaker, a complete upgrade to the Davis playing field, to include a pavilion, resurfacing the entire area, Mr. Speaker, and of course lighting, Mr. Speaker. That project is 90% complete as we speak, Mr. Speaker. Another project under that program, Mr. Speaker, is the Trafalgar, the upgrade of the Trafalgar basketball facility. As we know, Trafalgar is a community that's rich in basketball, Mr. Speaker, and they have a lot of wonderful players playing basketball in Trafalgar. And of course, we want to ensure that this facility is to a standard that can accommodate wonderful games. So we have done a media center for that facility. We have done covered stands for that facility. We have done male and female washrooms for that facility, Mr. Speaker. And of course, we're giving them a complete resurfacing of the basketball court and lighting.
And that's Minister of State with Responsibility for Sports, Senator Oscar George. He says the next project could target the Castle Bruce playing field.
And just to say further, Mr. Speaker, under that same BNTF project, under the next cycle, cycle 11, Mr. Speaker, we have already received provisional approval for upgrades to the Castle Bruce playing field, Mr. Speaker. So we're going to proceed for a total upgrade of the facility there. Again, leveling is very important in Castle Bruce because the field needs proper leveling, and I think that's one of the reasons why we did not proceed with the lighting project, because we wanted to ensure that there's a proper leveled surface before any infrastructure can be placed at Castle Bruce.
And that's Minister of State with Responsibility for Sports, Senator Oscar George, taking us to the end of the DBS Morning Sports Report. Before we go, just a quick update on day 2 of the 5th and final test between India and England. Well, England, they have since moved to 71 without loss after 10 overs. Ben Duckett looking quite good on 32 not out, and Zach Crowley is not out on 38. Remember, India made a 224 in their first innings. England, they're trailing by 149 runs. Well, that's the morning sports. We'll have some more sporting highlights and, of course, news highlights during the morning news update at 11, and at 1:28, you can look out for another sports report. Until then, I'm Gavin Richards saying good morning.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
26 minutes before 8, and stay tuned. We'll now bring you your weather report. Brought to you, compliments Big Edge Financial and Flo Dominica.
You've got the edge over your circumstances. Many times there'll be trials to face. At least when it comes to your waning finances, you've got the edge. Help is coming your way. You've got Big Edge for those days when you're running low. Big Edge is the place to go. Big Edge, the cash can be in your hand. With the easiest payment plan. Big Edge, cash in a flash.
We join Durvan Matthew.
Good morning. The weather update from the Dominican Meteorological Service at the Douglas Charles Airport for the 1st of August 2025 recorded at 7 a.m. The weather today is expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy, slightly hazy and breezy at times with scattered showers. The current conditions at the Douglas Charles Airport: cloudy with surface winds east-south easterly at 9